nightmares about that trapeze harness, and they'll never want to hear 90 grams again or hear anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Yeah, that was a hammer blow, Peter, and you can't ship 20 points in 2 races because it's the number of boats, 19 boats plus 1, which is 20 points for a disqualification, and you can only discard your worst result, so they had to carry those 20 points, and that did drag them down a lot. But they sailed an epic day today. You know, they won the final race wire to wire. They were 3rd in the opening race today, having started the race in about 6th. Light airs, tricky, which requires poise and experience, and the New Zealanders, you know, are now in the lead with half a hand in the gold medal, the defending gold medalist. But Rob and Sean just sailed spectacularly, and just a little bit of inconsistency in the middle race today, where there is 17th, and as Ciara said, 8 points off the medal race.
Yeah,
you know, that's so close, and you know, if it wasn't for that, you know, what happened during the week, who knows what might have happened. But you know, it is what it is now. And I think Paris 2024, we've got some real superstars in the making. And I believe that there are smiles in their faces anyway today after winning the last race of the Olympics. I mean, they've won 2 races in their first ever Olympic Games. Just phenomenal.
That's what I was just thinking, Maurice. Ciara, it's been a remarkable debut by the 2 lads, Rob and Sean. And I suppose it really has whetted their appetites for Olympic competition and indeed Paris.
Definitely, and I think this is something that Rob and Sean have had in their minds for a very long time. It's not something that's just come about in the last even 3 years. They started sailing together when they were 15 years of age, and they've stuck together. They've worked really, really hard. They've moved across classes of boats from junior level up to senior and Olympic level. So for them, it's a real journey, and this was always seen, I suppose, for them as a stepping stone. The extra year really was fantastic for them because it got them that bit further along and enabled them to be in Tokyo and at the business end really in most of the races. And we can see now that they're going to stick around, and they're someone that we should all be, you know, keeping an eye out for and supporting towards Paris, because they definitely have super potential.
They certainly have, and obviously, Maurice, they've sailed in all sorts of conditions over the years. But was it unusual this week, the mix of conditions that the Tokyo Regatta threw up?
No, I think we saw everything from top end 18 knots of breeze to the bottom end 6 knots of breeze, very light winds, very breezy conditions, onshore winds where the water is choppy, offshore winds where it's flat. So it's been a very fair competition on the water with a good mix of conditions, unlike some Olympics like the one that Ciara competed in 2008, where it was pretty light for a lot of it. But I think it's a good test, and the winners, graduate to the top in those sort of events. So, but the guys showed consistency and the ability to perform across the wind range, and that's really, really key in terms of their performance going forward. Just a little wobble now and again, but as soon as they put that whole package together, they really will be ones to watch. And I can't emphasise, like, finishing the Olympic Regatta with a first and a third on the last day after what's happened during the week just shows a mental resilience and a toughness that they can actually compartmentalise, put that behind them and focus on what's in front of them, which was today's racing.
Yeah, well, they finished the Olympics really well, and it was just unfortunate that those 2 disqualifications cost them dear. But just finally, Ciara, will there be any fallout as a result of that? Because it has been costly. They would have been in the medal race otherwise. Yeah,
they would have been in the medal race, but it's really hard to know what's going to come of it. I think it's not as if they hadn't prepared. Like, the 2 guys and the team had weighed their equipment prior to the event. They had done what was, expected. It's not like they completely left it off their checklist as something. They had weighed it, and they were confident that it was within the bracket. So yes, there will be, James O'Callaghan said in his interview that there will be a review after the event to see how this has happened and to put procedures in place to ensure that something like this won't be happening again. But for the 2 guys have paid the price. Unfortunately, going forward, they will learn from that and hopefully just move on.
Yeah.